To Paul Jiggins from the Sun newspaper, who was in Serbia yesterday. Hello, Paul.
Evening, chaps. How are we?
We're all right. We're all right. The Serbian FA says we refuse and deny there were any occurrences of racism before and during the match at the stadium. What do you say to that?
I'm disgusted by that. I'm almost more disgusted by that than I am with the events themselves. You know, look, no governing body really can be that responsible for people making chants or whatever. But when it comes out in such an orchestrated way like this and says nothing happened, that's totally wrong. I was there. I heard the chants. I saw Raheem Sterling, as you saw then, you know, dodged the number 20, was quite clearly come round the back after the final whistle because he wanted to punch him. I saw after that Danny Rose, who was left stranded on the other side of the field, having got sent off, and not really knowing why he got sent off, having kicked the ball away after the final whistle gone. I saw him walk back, escorted by two UEFA security guards. I also saw him make the monkey chant back, put his arms under his arms to make the monkey chants back to the Serbian supporters who had given him the monkey chants all evening long. I also saw after that Nathan Delfonso, who had been almost injured, I think, in something what had happened, and he was the last England player off the pitch. Now, when you see a lad like an under-21 international like Nathan Delfonso running across the pitch, and you can see where we were, his thoughts were, oh my God. Well, it's like when you see a gazelle surrounded on those wildlife programs, surrounded by lions or a zebra, you know, you think, oh, this is not good. And you could see him running back to the tunnel with fear in his eyes. This is football. You know, these guys are teenagers, but it doesn't matter whatever age they are, they should not have to put up with this. And I saw fear in their eyes last night as they ran towards the tunnel. You know, from a press point of view, there was also fear afterwards when a couple came up to the press box and started speaking to us and find out where we were staying and all that. So this was not a normal under-21 fixture where we normally have families, kids for £1, face painting, etc. This was totally different, and there was a very sort of sorry sort of undercurrent to all this.
Can I just ask you about the sequence of events, Paul, before we move on any further? What actually happened with Danny Rose then at the end of the match? Because he obviously did something to the supporters to provoke that kind of outrage from their players and their staff and the fans.
No, I'm sorry, I've got to disagree with you now. I mean, that's the view that Serbian FA officials would like you to take. He obviously did something. Throughout the game, Danny was playing left back near the touchline, and a couple of times I saw him running. And I mean, sorry, before the game, let's go right back to the start. Before the game, when the England players were warming up, Rose and the fellow black players were booed and monkey chanted by the Serbian fans. Okay, then during the game, they got on with it, and how they could play on after that, I do not know, but they did. And Danny Rose, to his credit, kept on playing, and he was really good. I think he said himself today, up until 60 minutes, then he lost his head. However, before then, a couple of times, he was running along the touchline, being left back near, you know, he's nearer the fans than many players, and he stopped running. And we all thought, why did he stop running? It became clear afterwards that the reason he stopped running is because he was pelted with missiles. You know, this has nothing to do with what happened at the end of the pit.
What sort of missiles, Paul?
The reason he was sent off after the final whistle was because, for some reason, the referee sent off the Serbian skipper at the final whistle for obviously picking a fight with English players. And then he obviously thought about his own safe passage back to the tunnel and believed he had to even it up by sending off Danny Rose. Danny Rose kicked the ball away after the final whistle had blown. Now, if you tell me that's dissent or whatever, then okay, fair enough, he deserved to go. But does that deserve a red card in your thoughts, guys? What
sort of missiles were they throwing at him during the game, Paul?
I couldn't tell from where we are with Danny, but what I do know is that having spoken to Jack Butland afterwards and having spoken to the FA afterwards, Jack Butland, the goalkeeper, who plays for Birmingham City, obviously, and was Team GB's goalkeeper during the 2012 Olympics, he had a seat thrown at him. That was the largest object thrown at him. There was one instance in the second half where an object which we thought may have been a snooker ball, may have been a rock, was thrown at him. He then went to the Turkish referee and said, look, they're throwing stuff at me here. You know, this is the size of the flares. Don't get me wrong, this is like stuff that's been thrown at him. He went to the referee, Turkish referee, what is going on here? This is like a rock. This is either a snooker ball or something. The referee ordered him back into his goal mouth. And to show how big the object was, he threw this object away from the 18-yard line, and it bounced twice before smacking into an advertising building behind his goal. Now, can you imagine what would have happened at that hit his head?
Yeah, just stay there, Paul, because Sedimir Nincic joins us now. He's from a Serbian sports website. Hello, Sedimir, can you hear me?
Yes.
What was your take on what happened last night? What were there racist chants from the Serbian fans or not?
Yes. First, I would like to say that day after the game here in Serbia, we are all under the impression that England publicity and media are calling from UEFA for a Serbian ban for future qualification cycles. As we could see there on the video, we can hear the monkey chants and the swearing, but I have to say that those noises are coming from the group of people, maybe 10 to 15. And the reason why it's so loud is they are all standing near a microphone, actually.
So you think it was just a group of like 10, 15 youngsters, yes, who were making these noises?
That's a smaller group, and that's the main issues here, because the great problem is dealing with issues like that is the sense of shared responsibility, the fans of one particular team, you know.
Can I Sedimir, does that, because even if it was a small group, I've had experience of people doing monkey chants, and that didn't sound like 10 to 15 people. Yeah. But anyway, Sedimir, even if it was a small group, does that excuse the fact that it happened throughout the game? Is that why is it? Isn't it? Does it mean?
You're right. It's not excuse, but I'm saying here that it's really hard to share responsibility. You know, it's responsibility on the fans in Serbia actually. But should a team and its supporters be punished for the behavior of some of its fans?
Why? Yes, it should, because until such time as the Serbian FA, by their statement that they just released, saying that nothing happened, shows that they haven't taken responsibility for it. The only way to get people to actually react in the proper way is for them to take responsibility. And if it means they need to be banned, then yes, said Amir, they do need to be banned, and the fans, all the fans and all the players need to be punished until your FA get their act into gear and start putting in some sort of action which will change not only the attitudes but actually educate people as to why this is wrong and why it shouldn't happen. So yes, the answer to your question is yes, you all do need to be punished until the FA do something which deems that they actually recognise that they have done something wrong and they're going to try and put it right.
So let me ask you a question, Sedimir. What was going on with the players and the coaching staff who were attacking the England coaching staff and players once the game had finished? Who was that? That wasn't 10 to 15 young children. That seemed to me to be a number of adults who were representing the Serbian team. What was that about?
Yeah, but actually Nikola Ninkovic came into direct clash with Rose. But there was English keeper Dawson, and he was there to ensure that nobody makes some stupid mistake. But some Serbian players were overwhelmed by emotions, you know, but they were absolutely not wanted to physically or verbally abuse English players.